So back in the 2019-2020 season, the Clippers were viewed as a team most likely to win the NBA championship, and the ball was definitely rolling back then, but the pandemic happened and the season was put on pause, and by the time it restarted in the bubble, the Clippers were quite not the same team, as of course everyone was dealing with personal dynamics not only within the bubble, but within their own personal lives with their families and friends. And just looking back at that overall season, that was the Clippers' best chance of winning an NBA championship due to the fact that the seasons after, they were really never healthy, especially Kawhi and Paul George. And a lot of their core guys like Lou Williams, Harold, Pat Bev were actually sent packing after that season. But ironic enough, Lou Williams had sat down with Paul George and they spoke about it. But in this new era of media, any types of tricks and gimmicks are gonna have their cards pulled, as Pat Bev actually responded and called out Cap on Lou Williams' stories on why the Clippers were not successful in the bubble. But first, we're gonna go to the comments with Lou Williams. You guys check it out, and every once in a while, I'll check in.
Truly, do you still truly feel that first year? Because we started rolling when it came March. We started to get that shit together. We figured out our system, who's doing what. Everybody just started to mesh. Boom, bubble. And we just lost everything that we just gained.
When I tell you, we were rolling.
It's the best, no bullshit.
It's
the best
really
I felt about that team that year was that March.
Rolling. We was rolling. We was going into that second half of the season with a ton of confidence, we right where we supposed to be. Right where we supposed to be. Boom, it was like, all right, y'all stay at home a week. Then it was 2 weeks. Then it turned into 3 weeks. Then a month.
And all those weeks off really benefited the Lakers, especially LeBron James at his age, as he was one of the guys that was averaging one of the most minutes throughout the league. So more than likely, there was going to be a burnout period, but that pandemic caused a pause in the season that really benefited the Lakers.
Then we what's really going on? You know what I'm saying? And then the bubble thing came up and we fought it. I keep it real. We fought it. We did not want to go to that.
Yeah.
A lot of NBA players did not want to go to that. A lot of NBA players did not want to go, but the league had to satisfy their TV partners. ESPN was dying for content. They were dying for content, and Disney was not in a good position with ESPN, as it reported numerous times that they were losing money, and it was a mistake for them to get into that business with ESPN.
You know what I'm saying? And I just think we didn't have the personalities for that environment for the long run, man. And it just didn't go our way. I got into my thing. They even blamed me for us not winning the championship because of
the lemon
pepper thing.
My God.
Even though I missed 2 games and played in 10 after that, but I take it in stride. Listen, bro, you understand how crazy of a time that is? Don't that feel like a long time ago?
It does.
It does.
I feel like
that shit does.
It really does.
Beyond long time.
A lot has happened since that shit.
That shit feels like such a long time ago, bro. We were really living in a hotel.
Yeah,
facts. I don't think people really understand how crazy that is, bro.
How long were you in there?
Bro, we was in there for about 2 months. About a month and a half, 2 months, wasn't it?
No,
maybe longer.
We were scratching 3, bro.
Yeah, maybe longer.
What was they feeding y'all before you got the good shit? What was they feeding y'all that you had to go get you the wings?
It was room service food.
Uh-huh.
So imagine just having the opportunity to eat a different item of room service every day. So you're going to go from a chicken sandwich to a burger to some chicken tenders and rotate.
Yeah, that's it.
In a way, Lou Williams is gassing it up right there. The NBA at that time, they partnered up with a lot of personal chefs and just overall kind of small business cooks that players actually had voted in. People that were kind of well known throughout that kind of celebrity chef culture community that could really cook, and especially a lot of small minority restaurants. They were able to partner up with the league with the voting of the players, and they were able to prepare meals throughout the whole bubble experience. And this was well documented by the league. There was a lot of segments showing off these cooks, plugging in their Instagram handles, and really a lot of chefs got a lot of clout through that bubble as people were seeing the type of meals that they were preparing. And overall, it was a good thing that kind of came out of it. So them not being offered a variety of food, I don't know. Or who knows, that could be good propaganda by the league, but I highly doubt it.
You know what I'm saying?
And then what was funny, Kawhi's room was directly across from mine. And that he used to cook.
Yeah.
Like a George Foreman in there or something?
Everybody was in there cooking. Everybody had a stove top.
Kawhi cook?
Kawhi was in there. You could count on Kawhi with the Mexican food.
Hey, what he called it? What he
Shout out
called
to K.
it? Claw's Kitchen.
Claw's Kitchen was
Yo, Kawhi chefing it up. Okay.
Alarms going off.
Yeah, I was in there whipping personal pans, but he had it for everybody. He like, yo,
Claw's Kitchen.
yeah, K was in there cooking. It's just,
He was in there frying chicken,
bro,
That was the funniest
we
thing.
really should do a movie on the bubble, dog. It was
That's a great idea.
It was a lot of aspects that you just couldn't even imagine, bro. So when I went home from that funeral to have an opportunity to eat some of my favorite food, I'm gonna do it. And mind you, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
No hesitation.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna do it.
But what's crazy is the PR that I got, because the facts of the matter is I never got suspended and I never got fined.
Yeah.
And Silver told me on the phone, I don't think you did anything wrong, but I'm gonna make an example out of you.
Yeah. And never got COVID. The same damn
And never
time.
got COVID. And had a doctor traveling with me.
Yeah.
There's so many details that was left out of the story because it just sounded good that it was Magic City.
Yeah.
And they felt like imaginations ran wild. They was like,
Their imaginations didn't run wild. Their TV partners were scared. That's exactly what it is. ESPN was complaining to the league. The players got to understand, the league had to fulfill that contract with their TV partners. They had to get a certain amount of games in order to get that money. And entities like ESPN was desperate for content. And if you don't believe me, go back and take a look at some of those first take episodes when the whole world was going through the pandemic. They had nothing to talk about. So the NBA had major pressure from their TV partners to get them some type of content. And if the NBA wanted to cash in with that large sum of money that they were owed, they're going to have to fulfill a certain amount of games. And there was a clause between the NBA and their TV partners that if some type of pandemic did happen, that there was still a certain amount of games to fill, and there was going to be a payout if that threshold was filled. So a lot of money was at play here. That's why it was such a big deal when the players tried to walk out during that George Floyd incident. You had big wigs like Michael Jordan that flew down to the bubble. President Obama talking to the players. There was major money at stake. The players had to complete that bubble, not only for the league to actually collect their money, but ESPN and Disney had a lot of money riding on that NBA content being on while everybody was at home.
he was in there partying, this and that. Mind you, I don't want to die.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about? I'm scared too.
You gotta open
Like,
up
I
a
ain't out
chicken
here.
wing
Yeah, I
spot
ain't
now,
out here
man.
wild.
Yeah.
No, we having the seasonings. Everybody got chickens.
So you
but
have
you
a
need
seat.
to
Come on, come on.
I remember
come
we
on.
was on the campus and you was, locked or not
I was
locked
locked
up, but
up.
you was quarantined.
I was
You
locked up. I was
quarantined.
not free to do what I wanted to do.
Hey, we was roaming the yard, man. Make sure Lou was good. He come to the window. He'll open
Hey,
the
see Lou
door.
for a few
Yeah, I'm
days,
good,
like,
y'all. I'm
Listen,
straight.
bro,
I'm straight.
I really was in
just come check on you.
isolation. I could see everything happening, but it was like they was like 50 yards from me. Felt like I
We
was
gonna
in a
check on Lou
zoo.
real quick.
It felt like I was in a zoo because they walking up as close as they can. Like I'm in the window, like Forrest Gump. You ever heard Forrest Gump?
That's sick.
Yeah, we can talk.
homies, hey,
We can
man,
talk
y'all
about
go
it
check
now.
on
They
Lou.
was, yeah, they
Yeah,
was.
he doing
We
straight.
can talk about it now. They was sneaking me good food. You know what I'm
Tell them all
saying?
the shit.
I
Tell them
kept a
everything.
bottle in my room. I had my studio equipment. We telling everything.
He good.
Yeah, my guys made sure I was straight.
I
You know
love
what
it.
I'm saying?
Oh, that's funny.
The bubble in itself is an episode. You should get like 4 guys that was in the bubble and do an episode.
Yeah. No, we should. We should. Just tell all.
So
What
Just
really
tell
went down.
all, bro.
What really went down.
Once again, I think they're over-exaggerating with the food. They act like they gave them chicken nuggets and fries. There was a variety of chefs. The NBA did multiple segments on this. I don't know if it was propaganda, but those people in there, they were working. They were working night and day to provide a lot of the players food.
Cooking shit
And what
is
didn't
funny.
go down?
Them folks told us we was gonna have access to a lake, bowling alley. They tried to charge us $21,000 to bowl.
Yeah.
What?
They gave us a tab for it.
Oh,
What bowling alley
that's
was
sick.
this?
The crazy thing, that was because everybody at that point was like, nah, I ain't doing no damn bubble. Fuck that. And then that was the last bit that they was like, all right, park gonna be open for
Them
y'all.
folks told
We'll
us
shut
we
it
was
down.
gonna have 27 miles of stuff to do.
Yeah.
So they was telling us the bubble was damn near a 30-mile bubble. It was not that. It was not a 30-mile bubble. So in our head, they talking about we're gonna be able to golf and be able to fish and be able to get on the boat. They told us all of this shit. And it was they capped us down good to get us in that boat.
They did. Once you was in there, boy,
They capped us down good.
Lou Williams is telling the truth right there. I remember that. They were acting like the players were going to have a whole resort to themselves, knowing damn well that it takes a lot of employees to open up and just run that park overall. And with the parks closed and not making enough money, it didn't even make sense to just open it up just for a few players. Once again, the league really had to kind of make this look good for the players to come along because they had to collect that money. That's what it's all about.
Nah, but you did. Like, it was just such a hassle to
do anything.
You had to like reserve shit days ahead. Like, you had to like, get your times. Like, it wasn't like you could just go and do, oh, you know what, today I feel like doing this. Nah, you had to like reserve that shit days in
and pay
advance.
for it.
Because you gotta think,
pay for it.
Yeah, because you gotta think once they put us in the bubble, outside opened back up. So now Disney is basically like, well, if y'all want to bowl, y'all gotta shut the bowling alley down.
Right.
And also what started to happen is that, and also what began to happen is that the hotel the players were staying in, regular people that booked those type of luxury suites were beginning to check in. Disney was definitely opening up and they started collecting their money. So the players were kind of locked in to be in a specific place, but that place began to open to the outside public. Overall, the marketing for the league is really good with this bubble because they made it seem like the players were going to be exclusively locked up somewhere and they were going to be safe. And it ended up the hotel that they were staying in, by the time the finals and the mid rounds of the playoffs kind of came around, people started checking into those places.
Because no one else could.
Yeah, if y'all want to get on the lake, y'all got to shut the lake down.
Wow.
And then remember the guys on the golf course, they found a way that it was a bar that was open to the outside, so they shut the golfing down.
Yeah, couldn't even do that shit no more.
Yeah, you couldn't even do that. It had a lot of real aspects to it, man.
Yeah. I remember we went fishing one day, and it was me and a couple other of us, and everything was open. So we driving around. It's like a big ass dock, and it's a big boat attached to that dock, and I'm just looking like, man, these people having a good ass time at Disney. Like,
I got something to tell you after that. So
I'm depressed. Like,
bruh, you
if
know
I touch that dock, I'm in trouble right now.
Man, me and Pat Bev used to sit at the rooftop, and we just hear woo on the roller coasters and shit.
You see y'all was on.
Man, that shit was gut wrenching, dog. That shit sounded like such a good time, bro. It was gut wrenching. Every 30 seconds. That shit used to hurt,
Like,
bro.
shit,
I understand exactly what you're saying, Pete.
Yeah.
Because listen, you got to think different personalities. Everybody was doing the bubble different, bro.
Yeah, right.
Everybody was doing it different, bro. Like P was playing his game. Like he stayed locked in on his game.
Yeah.
We was trying to gamble as much as we could. Just keep our minds busy. Everybody did it different.
Man, yeah, it was bad times, man.
Look, that shit hurt your feelings just now
did,
thinking
man.
about it. That shit's
Now that you
depressing.
say that shit don't seem that far long ago, dog.
Yeah, that was a couple years ago, dog.
What did y'all like the most out of the bubble?
Nothing.
It was nothing.
Not
It
one
was.
thing.
I think we liked the first week of it. We was like, yeah, this is all
Because
right.
it was a different experience.
It
We
was
was
cool.
like, yeah, this
we
ain't
ain't gotta
bad.
travel.
You guys went there excited.
Yeah,
like,
we ain't gotta
little
travel.
camp
The
trip.
gym right here, like, this
It got
ain't
dark
bad.
fast. It got dark fast, boy.
I'm done with this shit.
Yeah, man.
So in this new age of media, Pat Bev actually responded to what Lou Williams said about the real reason why the Clippers failed in the bubble. You guys check it out, and every once in a while, I'll check in.
Lou Williams this week said that in the bubble,
He told the truth, America's truth.
what do you mean? What do you mean America's truth?
So he said the truth that was the obvious. That's not really the truth.
Like the consensus truth of what everybody's thinking.
Yeah.
Let me just set up for the people what he said. He said in the bubble, the Clippers got the perception that the championship wasn't going to be taken seriously. So the Clippers essentially took the foot off the gas and were like, hey, we don't even want to win a championship, which I have a hard time believing.
Yeah. I wanted to win a championship.
Yeah.
Well,
A championship's a championship.
I thought I was going to championship. But
Yeah.
there's other things that happened that maybe Lou didn't want to talk about.
Yeah.
Like we had 3 deaths that happened in the bubble. The anchor of our team. I think Trez, like his grandma passed. You talking about, rest in peace, her sweet soul, but you talking about, a lady that's raised them from the beginning. Where we from, grandmothers are mothers. You know what I'm saying? I had my brother, the guy I raised, lived with me in high school, he died by gun violence. You know what I'm saying? I think Lou had a mentor who also passed away. And it was like Trez, me, Lou. And we all had to leave the bubble. You know what I'm saying? But in order to come back in the bubble, we got to be quarantined for 10 days or 8 days or, depending on how long you were gone. So now you're talking about getting ready for the playoffs, but we can't work out. We just literally in the room 10 days straight. Like that's not, I don't give a fuck how much treadmill you do. You can't go from 10 days play on the basketball in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So like, there was a lot more stuff that happened within our team. You know what I'm saying? But he was just, we had a lot going on in the bubble. You know what I'm saying?
So, but what he was saying, I think, is coming under even more scrutiny.
Nah, but he was saying, he was saying, because maybe he didn't want to say what the obvious was. You know
what the actual situation is with the people who had passed and the personal turmoil everybody was going through.
And then coming back, feel me? And then they made a big thing when Lou left, because Lou, you know what I'm saying, he Lemon Pepper Lou, he at Jack Harlow, he get caught pitcher, picking up food.
Right.
He get caught with a pitcher. So instead of 10 days, they get Lou 15 days in bubble. See, these are things that people don't understand. You know what I'm saying? In order to get back in the bubble, we had to literally sit in a hotel room 8 to 10 days. No running. You put a bike in there, but you literally leaving the bubble to get ready. We can't even practice with the team. We can't
put
shoot.
A bike in your hotel room?
Yeah, we can't shoot. We can't leave the room for food. We have to crack the door. We can't leave the room.
Yeah, and that right there didn't make any sense. A lot of stars went through protocols. Sometimes a player would have symptoms and they would just go through the protocol, or maybe they had a family emergency, they would have to go through protocols. Or even if they got COVID and they allowed to come back in, going through protocols, it doesn't even make basketball sense because you're just sitting there, but yet you're the star of the team. You got to come back and play at a certain level. I start to see why Lou Williams, Paul George, and other players didn't really take it serious, because real NBA season or just gameplay doesn't take place like this. Your star can't just sit in the room for 2 weeks, come back, and be in the second round or just be in the first round. It doesn't make any sense.
Doing like body squats?
You would do like a body workout. You have some weights in there, but that still you can't run. Like, what do you mean? We're athletes. We run.
Right.
So no matter how many weights you do, like, you can't run. So we're literally in a hotel room for 8 to 10 days.
You were imprisoned.
I ain't not prison.
No, you were imprisoned.
I know what you mean, but
in prison,
I can't,
but you were imprisoned.
Yeah, so, coming out of that, the anchor of your team, you're talking about the 6th man of the year, the heart and soul of me on your team, the 6th man of the year before. Like, I don't think it was we were in our best element. Like, but man, that was an experience. You got to think, we got tested every single day. You know what I'm saying?
It was such a weird time.
Yeah, and it was weird for everybody, and people.
And it was a weird time because the testing was not as widely available yet, but yet the NBA had so much access to it. It shows you the amount of money and resources and connections that went on to make sure that this bubble happened. That's why Silver had to make an example out of Lou Williams when he steered away from the nest. He said, hey, we're trying to make money and make sure that this goes on, but yet you're steering away from the nest and you're actually putting us at risk of just infecting everyone else and mess up this infrastructure we built to guarantee that we get this money.
Actually, like, lost lives and lost loved ones because of it. So, like, who am I to be,
Of course, it's a serious thing.
Yeah, it's a serious thing. So I understand, but just looking back on it now, like, it was a situation that the world wasn't used to.
Yeah, it was very different, but those were just comments that I think moved the needle a lot.
Yeah. But maybe he didn't want to tell us, the truth. Feel me? Like, maybe he just wanted to, feel me? Whatever.
But you fellas definitely check out the mailbag below. Leave me any questions. I'll feature as a segment on the show. And until next time, you fellas stay safe. Peace.